You wake up each morning, check your phone, and see no new sales. It sucks, right? Especially when you've been working so hard to grow your website. The good news is there's one type of article that can boost conversions like nothing else. In this video, I'm going to show you what this article type is, why it gets more sales, and why almost none of your competitors have these. The key elements you need to cover to make them work like you won't believe, as well as how to find and prioritize these article ideas for your own particular website. So let's get into it. So why is it that when traffic goes up, sales stay the same? The simple reason is that the vast majority of content on your website will not make you more sales, at least not at first, and that's okay. It's because the bulk of our content is designed to attract people and bring them to us so that we can make eventual sales. The problem, of course, is that most websites only create this type of traffic-focused content. If we want to get more sales, then we need content that helps us sell. What like? Well, there's 3 great content types you can use. Case studies add trust. They help show that someone just like the reader can get the same desired end result. Then we have objection handling content. This can help remove any doubts or fears, ideally before the person ever sees the offer. And then we have comparison guides where we compare our offers with competitors. What will really blow your mind is that out of these 3 options, comparison guides will almost always have the highest conversion rate.
Mind blown.
Why? Well, simply because the only people who ever search for or read comparison guides are people who are doing a last-minute check before they buy something. They're super close to making a purchase, they just want to make sure it's the right option. In fact, in a study done by Google, they found that 74% of people will do this kind of check, regardless of if they're buying in-store or online. 74%. The thing is, hardly anyone ever writes comparison guides other than affiliate websites. They create them because they know how well they convert into sales and how low the competition is, while everyone else just misses out on the opportunity. So let's change that and get these made for your own business. Not only will they help you make more sales from people on your website who are not sure yet, but when these guides rank, they can even steal customers away from your competitors. So let's dive into them. So when we break down different web searches, there's basically 4 types of comparison guide that we can write, based off of what people search for. First off, we have the very broad, best X in Y category type search. This is usually done by someone who is looking for a list of all the options to help do something because they don't know what's out there, and they don't know what options they have. Most of the time, this type of guide is just a list post with some basic information about each option on the list. Then we have the X competitor name alternatives. This is usually done by someone who knows one of the big brands, but is looking for a possible better option for them. Maybe the price is wrong or the features don't quite fit. Again, this can be a simple list post just with a different name. Next, we have competitor X versus competitor Y. Here, it's usually the 2 market leaders, and the person is looking for the best option between the 2 of them. They want to weigh up the price, the features, the pros and cons all in one place. We can still leverage these and add our own offer into this so that they can see a third option they might not have seen before. The reason this works is often when they're searching like this, it's because neither option is quite right and they're looking at the trade-offs. So if you have a better fit, you can steal these people away insanely easily. Finally, we have competitor X versus you. This works if you already have a big brand name in the space or they simply found you first and are now weighing you up. Each of these different variations is super simple to create. However, there's a few things you need to do if you want them to perform even better. First off, you need to be honest, and you need to give an accurate representation of each option that you're comparing. So if a competitor offers one thing, but you don't, then you need to say this in your guide. This honesty will help people see that they can trust the information and that you're not being too biased.
He seems legit.
Sure, this will turn away people who might be wrong for your offer, but that's a good thing. However, it's going to build massive trust with the people who are right for you. Not only that though, but bizarrely, you can get referrals from the people who were wrong. You see, if someone asks them about the best options, and they think that your option is the best fit, they'll tell them about you. It's all about building that authority and trust. That being said, you can also be strategic about this and explain why you don't have those features. So for example, here's a product on my website. It's a course that teaches how to use AI as a writing assistant. Long story short, I've been writing content for about 11 years now. To help me get great results each time, I have systems and processes that I always follow when I write an article. This way I never get stuck on a blank page or anything like that. However, last year I realized that I could improve on this process even more, and so I integrated those same systems into ChatGPT. This way I could speed up my output while also keeping the same level of quality as if I was writing it on my own. The tool's not writing the content for me, it's more like a AI writing assistant. I calculated it saves me around 200 hours of work a year, which is insane. Anyways, now that you know what my product is, let's look at how I can compare this with my biggest competitors and share any missing features but in a beneficial way. So most of my competitors are AI article writing software. The one-click done-for-you options that cost as much as $500 a month to use. The process I teach in my course isn't one-click. It actually takes an hour or so to write an article with it. So how do I frame this in an honest way? Well, the reason is I could have actually made my course into a one-click solution. The thing is, AI isn't that great yet, and the content that comes out is pretty bad. This is the same for any AI writing done on its own. This means that those one-click articles often need a lot of manual human editing afterwards, sometimes taking longer than writing it from scratch would take in the first place. And you can't just leave it at this quality either, as the content is often obviously bad AI written garbage. Publish that and you can lose all that trust in your audience. Professional writers know this, and it's why a lot of them haven't used AI yet. So, if I address this, why we don't have that one-click feature, and explain it's built this way so the user can improve quality and steer the article creation from start to finish, suddenly it's not a flaw but a benefit. Not only that, even though it might take an hour to write like this, it can still save multiple hours if you were just writing manually. So it's faster than doing it completely without AI, and it's also better content than letting AI do it all on its own. When you frame it like this and you discuss the flaws that you have, they're actually benefits. You just need to give context as to why you have or haven't, or why you've skipped certain features. For the right audience, it might be the perfect reason to help make them convert. Finally, the last thing you need to make sure you do is go deep on each product that you're comparing so that people get all the information they need. Why? Well, while it's tempting to only go in depth on your own product, it will look slightly biased.
Suspicious. Very suspicious.
Not only that though, but if the person reading needs to learn more about a competitor before they can decide, simply because you haven't covered something, then all that's going to happen is they're going to leave and read a different comparison guide. They need the information, so keep them on your site if possible and let them weigh up the options. If you can do these 3 things when you write these comparison guides, they're going to convert even higher. So now that you know this, let me show you how to find which of these topic variations you should write and in what order you should get them done, because it can vary for each business. Alright, so to do this, we're going to do some keyword research. Basically, we're going to check out each comparison guide title option, see what kind of traffic it gets, and then see how competitive they are. Some of these will be much easier to rank for and get sales from, simply because only small sites are ranking for them. If you remember, we have 4 options. The best X in Y, X competitor alternatives, X versus Y, and X versus U. We're going to start out with best X in Y, as this can help give us ideas of who our competitors are, and then we can seed all the other options and do them at the same time. So as you can see here in Ahrefs, I'm looking for the best AI writing tools and best AI writing software. This keyword itself gets around 2,500 searches a month, but the articles that rank for it get much higher traffic than that. The keyword is a little competitive, but it'd be a great article option for me to write. Just as a side note, these tools are not always accurate in that usually each keyword will get more traffic than it says. So even low volume keywords can generate much higher traffic, so be aware of that when you're making your choices. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this idea and I'm going to just chuck it in a spreadsheet so that I can prioritize it later. Next, I'm actually going to go and open up the articles and see what these competitors are being recommended. Now I can use those competitors for the remaining title options. So just as an example, I'll show you with one competitor at a time. As you can see here, I've entered the first competitor, which is Jasper AI. I've put in Jasper AI alternatives and then Jasper AI versus with some spelling variations. This way it will show me how many people search for these terms and possibly show any other keywords that I can target. Here you can see that the keyword Jasper AI alternatives gets around 500 searches a month and has a difficulty rating of 3. That's insanely low and easy to rank for, and it probably gets a lot more traffic than 500. Likewise, I can see that Jasper AI can be clicked on, and now I can see a bunch of other competitors that people are searching and comparing to. Not all of these will be relevant, and I'll need to check out these pages, but these terms again are insanely easy to rank for. I'd be crazy not to create content around these as long as they are relevant to my offer. In fact, just for fun, I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to write all of the articles that we're looking at here, and then in a new video in the future, I'll let you know how it went. So make sure you're subscribed or on my email list if you want to see what happens. Anyway, back to the research. All I need to do now is just add these new ideas to my spreadsheet and then continue to go through each competitor on the list and check again. To make things easier though, I don't need to do them one by one. Now that I have a list of my competitors, I can just put all of those into the keyword tool along with each of the variations and then just check them all out in one go like so. So as you can see, super simple. There's some really easy keywords. Just copy what I did here and make your own list and then get them written and increase your sales.
Holy shit, is that easy?
So if you want to improve your writing, watch this video next to check out what my old school manual editing and writing process. Alternatively, if you want to see how I write with AI also, check out this video next instead.